Welcome back to our latest edition of Rambler Sports Locker. I'm RSL anchor Lucas Kihm. We've got a lot of breaking news this week, so let's get straight into it. We continue to follow the developing news of allegations against former Chicago Blackhawks video coach Brad Aldrich and the resignation of Stan Bowman as president and general manager of the team. As new management steps in, this includes the change of coaching staff for the team. As of November 7th, new interim head coach Derek King relieved former head coach Jeremy Colliton after being fired for a bad start to the season. For more on this shift of coaching is RSL reporter Nick Neumayer.
3 years to the day of his hiring, Chicago Blackhawks coach Jeremy Colliton has been relieved of his duties. This move came after the Hawks' disastrous start of the season, as under Colliton, they started the year with a record of 1-9-2. Colliton joined the team as the youngest head coach in the NHL in 2018, taking over after the unpopular firing of Joel Quenneville. Colliton had very limited NHL career himself, playing a total of 57 games for the New York Islanders. This was his first coaching job in the NHL, with his only other experience coaching coming from the Hawks' AHL-affiliated Rockford Ice Hogs. This led many fans to question whether he had the experience required to coach an NHL team. Colliton was never able to gain the support of the fans as he made several decisions to their dismay, most notably benching Hawks legend Brent Seabrook on numerous occasions and playing beloved goaltender Corey Crawford less and less. These moves signified an end to the championship days, which fans were reluctant to accept. Colliton's hire coincided with the Hawks' change in direction towards a rebuild, and as a result, the team had a record of 87, 92, and 26, with only one playoff appearance during his tenure. Replacing Colliton is Derek King, who, like his predecessor, previously served as the head coach in Rockford. King played 830 games in the NHL for 4 different teams, most notably the New York Islanders and the Toronto Maple Leafs. During his 14-year career, he recorded a total of 612 points. Many players, including Hawks forward Patrick Kane, have noted that King's career success as a player gave him instant respect and credibility with the team, something Colliton lacked from the very beginning. King has mentioned that he's instructed the players to be more relaxed while playing and try to be themselves on the ice. This will be important for the Hawks, as their roster is still relatively young. King's style seems to be working so far, as the team has taken victories in his first 2 games this past week against the Nashville Predators and the Pittsburgh Penguins, respectively. They will be looking to ride the success in hopes of turning their season around for the better. While it's unlikely they'll be able to save a playoff berth, Hawks fans will be delighted, as finally this nightmare season has yielded some good news. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Nick Neumayer.
Thank you, Nick. The Las Vegas Raiders have picked up former Eagles star wide receiver Deshaun Jackson from the waiver wire after being dropped by the Los Angeles Rams earlier in the season. This decision comes after a preliminary trial date being set on December 16th for former Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs III. Ruggs has been charged with multiple felonies, including the death of a woman and her pet dog. For more on this breaking news is RSL reporter Chloe Morrisey.
Former Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs III has been charged after a fatal car crash. Ruggs, who was driving under the influence of alcohol and hit a top speed of 156 miles per hour, has been charged with 4 felonies and a misdemeanor. A 23-year-old woman and her dog died in the crash. These charges include DUI resulting in death, reckless driving resulting in death, and a misdemeanor for possession of a gun. Ruggs was also charged with DUI resulting in substantial bodily harm and reckless driving resulting in substantial bodily harm, relating to injuries suffered by his girlfriend, who was also in the car with him. Ruggs had a blood alcohol level of 0.16%, twice the legal limit in Nevada. He could face anywhere from 2 to 50 years in prison, and these have been declared non-probationable offenses. Prosecutor Eric Baumann told the judge that since 2013, the NFL Players Association has contracted with rideshare services to provide free transportation to members, quote, specifically to prevent tragedies such as this, end quote. Ruggs, who was a 2020 first-round pick, was released from the Raiders on November 2nd. The team signed Deshaun Jackson, who previously played for the Los Angeles Rams, to help fill this missing receiving role. In the midst of all the controversy, the Raiders will have to quickly bounce back in order to prepare for Sunday's game against the Kansas City Chiefs. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Chloe Morrisey.
Thank you, Chloe. For many years, it has been illegal to bet on professional and collegiate sports in the U.S. Today, more than a dozen states in the U.S. have legalized sports betting since a legislation bill was passed on Election Day last year in 2020. However, the city of Chicago has been in an ongoing discussion about making sports betting legal. For more on this news is RSL reporter Amelia Villhauer.
On Monday, November 8th, 27th Ward Alderman Walt Burnett set up a hearing to vote on his proposal to allow Bears, Cubs, Blackhawks, and Sky to run sportsbook operations. This proposal first came to Chicago's attention back in July 2021 when proposed by Burnett after the longtime ban on sports betting. He believed this would be a great move for the city to take due to the Cubs' $100 million partnership with DraftKings, which could lead to the first stadium sportsbook in Major League Baseball. However, the sportsbook can't go through until that ban is lifted, but not everyone has been excited about this proposal, and Burnett was shocked when he faced opposition. Casino magnate Neil Bloom is one of the blue ribbon lobbyists who has joined the fight against this going through. Bloom argued his case during a subject matter hearing on Sports Hearing before a joint meeting of zoning and licensing committees. Bloom's Rush Street Gaming Company is in the midst of owning a casino in Chicago and has concern that their sportsbook they have would no longer be in use if the ban is lifted, meaning about 10% of their revenue will be lost. This could lead to more sports fans bypassing casinos and placing bets at stadiums. There has been no word on whether or not that ban will be lifted. Right now, the city's only plans are to build a casino at the airport that could open as soon as 2025. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Amelia Villhauer.
Thank you, Amelia. In Loyola news, as of November 1st, any non-Loyola guests are allowed in campus dorms and buildings simply by showing their COVID vaccination card. This is a big step for the school, which has prohibited guests from entering buildings for over a year now. Most notably, fans attending games at Gentile Arena now have the opportunity to bypass the hustle of showing their vaccine card through a new app called Clear Health Pass. For more on this new form of ID is RSL reporter Tori van Arsdale.
Loyola fans are excited to get back in the Gentile Arena to cheer on the Ramblers, but be sure to have proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test before you head in. Loyola has paired with the Clear app for quick and easy access into events with your proof of vaccination. The free Clear app makes it so simple. Just download the app on your phone, snap a photo of your vaccination card, and verify your identity. For more information on the app, go to theloyolaramblers.com/sports, hit the Fans tab, then COVID Day Guidelines. A negative COVID test taken 72 hours prior to the game or a printed vaccination card will also grant you entry. Let's continue to be safe to get back to doing what we love, supporting the Ramblers. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Tori van Arsdale.
Thank you, Tori. On Tuesday, the Loyola women's basketball team won their home opening game against the University of Detroit Mercy Titans 63-40. Leading the game was senior Janae Gonzalez with 14 points. The women's team now heads a few miles south on November 12th for a match against the DePaul University Blue Demons. However, the Loyola women's basketball team wasn't the only team to win against their opponents Tuesday. The men's basketball team beat the Coppin State Eagles in a blowout game of 103-45. To capture the highlights of the game, RSL reporter Tori van Arsdale returns to the spotlight at Gentile Arena to cover the home opening game.
I'm standing here in Gentile Arena after the Loyola men's basketball team earned their first victory of the season against Coppin State in a blowout game with a final score of 103-45. The start of the first half was electric, as Coach Drew Valentine put it, with Lucas Williamson and Ahir Ugwak both hitting 2 threes, as well as Marquise Kennedy with 3 of his own in the first 4 minutes of play. The Ramblers set the tempo defensively by pushing the ball early on. Coppin State struggled offensively, only scoring 9 points in the first 14 minutes. Braden Norris led the Ramblers in the first half with a team high of 10 points and 5 rebounds. Williamson also had a team high of 5 assists. The Ramblers continued their offensive dominance in the second half, despite running into foul trouble. A standout performer was Loyola St. Thomas, who capitalized on steals and ended the game with 13 points. Coach Valentine says the fans were a key part to this victory.
I think that might have been the most students we've ever had. I mean, they were up in the rafters, they were up in the corner, they were on the court, they were loud, they were just showing so much love. And then all of our other fans and supporters. I mean, we just created an incredible game day atmosphere for our team to play in. It's easy to play hard when you're supported at that amount of level.
The Ramblers will play Florida Gulf Coast this Saturday at 1 p.m. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Tori van Arsdale.
That's all for this week's edition of Rambler Sports Locker. To stay up to date on all things Rambler Sports, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Loyola RSL. From all of us here at Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Lucas Kihm, and don't forget to turn out the lights.